Okay, guys and girls, welcome back once again to FTRL. We are here for round number 9 of the F3 Championship, and we are at the streets of Monaco. For the first time this week, we're seeing a little bit of rain, and something we're all hoping to see this evening. So let's see how these drivers get on. Joining me in the box, as per usual, is Will, aka Mr. Panda, and we actually have a special guest this evening. For the first ever time in the box, we are joined by our Season 4 champion, an absolute all-round lovely individual, Mr. Oxox. Good evening, boys.
Hello.
Hello.
How are we?
Yeah, pretty good. Just the usual evening on a lovely Wednesday night.
Well, I am excited. We have rain at Monaco. So
yeah, that's just made me feel a little bit more excited than I was previously.
Exactly, right. I'm just going to turn down my game sound. Bear with me a second. Because I literally couldn't hear anything other than engine. Okay. Napola's in the stream. We have Ravers in there. Catamees, Joe Burns, probably wound up. Peatman's in. Foggy's in. Liam's here. Everyone's here. A couple of people saying auctions to turn your mic up a little bit, mate.
Some are saying my mic.
Yeah, you need to turn it up a little bit. Right, whilst you do that anyway, we're going to go on board with FTRL Oven, who I believe is going to be the first person to come round and start a flying lap in what is heavy rain conditions at Monaco.
Yeah, this is max wet when you do your wet time trials. This is the stuff you get.
Oh yes. It's well, fortunately, 2 of the 3 people in this party have Monaco race wins, I think, under their belt at some stage in their league racing career. One of them is not me. So it's certainly going to have 2 people that know what they're talking about.
Or they may question that after Monday night's performance.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I should have won.
Close.
I actually have, not to be a major brag, but I actually have 2 Monaco wins.
2?
Yeah, and they both had rain, and the other one was in full wet.
Ooh.
The whole damn race. And I don't know about you, but it was the most challenging race I've ever done.
For me, Monaco in itself is the most challenging race I've ever done. It doesn't matter. We saw that the other day. I found it difficult to come out of the pits the other day. I got wing damage coming out of the pits. So, I mean, if that doesn't strike you as completely useless, then I don't know what does. Anyway, Mr. F2 Oven about to cross the line, set the first time. He's on a 125.8. I've got no idea whether that's any good or not. I feel like 122s, 123s were quite a good trial time, from memory.
Yeah, I've not even looked. This is completely blind.
Yeah. So, I feel like, as Marty goes a little bit deep into the chicane, I do feel like most people, well, people that finish tonight will score points. Obviously, we've got 15 drivers in. 2 new drivers, which we'll go through in just a second. But, yeah, would you agree that anyone that finishes tonight will end up in the points?
Well, it was looking like we'd have a load of finishes in F1, and then everyone sort of twatted something about 2 lines, sort of 6 laps before the end. So. But I think generally now F3 generally got less experience, so I think if you finish, probably going to get something.
Exactly. Right. Well, let's discuss new people. Oh, Zom's done a 130 flat, which is just amazing for my OCD. So Zom, you now have driver of the day. No,
yeah, immediately, as long as he doesn't go quicker.
Ooh, okay. So, on a serious note, we have 2 new drivers. So, in the past week, we have lost Delta, British Beanhead, and someone else, and we have gained the man we're currently on board with, who I believe you know, Ox. Zumpy, is it?
Yes, I do know.
Okay, can you give us an insight into his pace and what he's all about?
Well, he's first of all, he's a dad, and fairly fresh dad.
Well
So
done.
basically,
Fresh.
yeah.
Did you just had a shower?
No, I'm
Freshly picked.
Sorry, go on.
I meant he's just had a baby with the girl of or woman of his life, and I'm not too sure if he has been playing the game as much, but I think he does have pretty good pace, to be honest. So he could be the one to watch tonight.
Cool, very nice. Well, congratulations to him. It's nice to have him in. I had a good conversation with him on Twitter. Seems like a very lovely guy. So hopefully he does well. And the other newcomer we have got is Niels, who is in the other Mercedes to FTRL oven, and he's currently pole by exactly 4/10. So looks like he's got some pace about him. I know he's got a bit of league racing experience. Recently turned off all of his assists from what I've gathered from other sources as well. But seems like a nice enough guy. He did participate in FTRL GT Sport for a very brief period of time before other commitments took over, but so we wish him the best of luck. Yeah, and we have the FTRL Jesper has dropped down from F2 and is now occupying the other Ferrari seat in F3, so we've got a completely fresh Ferrari team. So I hopefully we're going to see the likes of the two Renault boys have a bit more luck this week in terms of Marty and Lee Cole. Both very good drivers, both very clean drivers. They've just not had the best run of form. Let's hope they can both finish tonight. Lee is actually fighting for promotion, and with Foggy missing, who's his direct rival for that last promotion spot, is in a good position tonight if he can keep the car on the track and out of the wall.
Yeah, I mean, I would actually love to see Marty doing well, as he's one of the new guys to the league.
Yep.
He joined just before the season started, so I'm looking forward to him doing well tonight.
Exactly, yeah, no, he's a very, very good lad. Conditions seem like they might be improving a little bit because Niels has gone about 6/10 faster. So, definitely are doing so. We do have championship. Go on, Will, sorry.
So there is a dry air line. I mean, it's basically everywhere else is puddled. So,
Well, Ravers is
dry air, not dry though.
Ravers is in saying pray for race rain. That would be pretty entertaining. Well, no, it'd be pretty entertaining still. Liam's in saying this is a complete lottery tonight because we haven't got a clue who's going to win. It's around one of the toughest tracks. It's going to be spicy. So, yep, I think we're going to see quite a few jumbled up positions tonight. So, let's wait and see. Couple of quick things. So, Jamie, our championship leader, hasn't set a time yet. Down in 11th, just come back into the pits after invalidating. He's missing the next two races after tonight. So that opens the door for those below him. Oh, there's BLT's had a wobble through the tunnel. Let's go and see Jamie Morris.
Meanwhile, Pagani, I believe that is Pagani. Why does it always rain whenever I'm not racing?
Yeah, that sounds like something Pagani would say. Right.
I don't know if you want to do your best Geordie accent, Ox. I'm going to read that again.
Can you do Pagani's accent, Ox?
Um,
I like the fact you're thinking about it and you've not just said no like everybody else would.
I actually don't know how to do it.
No, I don't think anybody does. I don't think Pagani does.
No.
Right. So Jamie's championship leader by 34 points at the minute from FTRL Oven, who's currently occupying the front row with his new teammate. Foggy's in P3 on 44 points. And then we have a little train of drivers in the way of Nexus Lotus, TRS, Blue Flag and Lee Cole, who are all within 7 points of each other, battling for that final promotion spot. So, big opportunity for these people tonight. Big opportunity.
Yeah, TRS was actually in the wall there for a bit.
Zumpy's round. Coming out of the Zumpy, I love it.
Well, Jamie Morris has popped his car into third. Very close to Ovens' time.
Jesper's coming round to go back into the pits. Yeah, seems like these guys are struggling. There's 5 people not set a time so far. There's a lot of them, like AJ and Zom and TRS, all of them to be fair, that'll probably be looking to go much quicker. Anybody from Jamie Morris, sorry, Zumpy downwards, I would say. So it's going to be a very good end to qualifying. The conditions have definitely got a bit better, so intermediates could be the tyre of choice.
Yeah,
possibly right at the end.
Then dry setups in this sort of thing will be absolutely hell.
Yes. Oh, Jamie Morris has completely cut the chicane. Going into Raskas. Blue flag down in P7.
Yes, much as I would like to see it, you very rarely seem to get wet quali and then a wet race for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Currently Anin on Raskas. Now final corner. He was up on his time about 3/10, so let's see. Just go P8.
Oh,
29
cool, yeah.
4.
Just for reference, Ox, everyone just knows him as AJ, so it'll be easier that way. AJ, that's it.
AJ, okay, yeah.
Cool. Everybody else just as you see them, but
I made the same mistake. I mean, his name doesn't look like AJ.
no. But his actual name is AJ.
Yeah,
so.
it's actually quite far from AJ, so...
I mean, you've got an ace, you're halfway there. Right, Nils has put the intermediate tyres on. He's still in the pits, but that's certainly a statement of intent. Same with Jesper as well. I'm going to keep on board with blue flag because he's... is he going to go back into the pits? No, he's going to carry on. He doesn't look the most stable, but...
Like it quite often is in drying conditions. Whoever sort of crosses the line last ends up pretty close or at pole.
Yeah, I mean, Neil certainly does look like the man to beat at the minute. Oven's not too far behind him, neither is Jamie Morris, but the thing is, although qualifying position at Monaco is pretty important, of course, in league racing conditions, as Zom is round, trying to figure out whereabouts he is actually, I can't figure that out.
Just before the chicane. Oh, there's a Red Bull going very fast.
Yeah, Jamie was
Jamie.
out of the tunnel.
Yeah, had to cut the chicane.
Yeah, like I'm saying, although qualifying position is important around Monaco, in league racing conditions, especially, how can I put this, for those that maybe aren't as experienced as others, it's not so important. It's more important that you just keep it out of the walls and stay patient, because I think there'll be a lot of mistakes tonight, a lot of broken wings, a lot of pit stops, and a few penalties as well. People are struggling heading down towards that chicane.
F1 showed that even the drivers with the most experience in FTRL, like yourself, Aaron, 4 stops, I think, for you. We had 6 stops for Pagani, so he's we had 6 stops like Pagani, who's been league racing for like years and years and years. So.
Yeah, Pagani's been league racing since play school, I think.
Yeah, it is just an incredibly difficult track. Oh, Grandad Bob's here.
If Grandad Bob's here?
Yep.
Is he in?
He is.
What's he saying? Thought I'd try. What's he said? Hi mate. Carl said he's... As he's away, I could take his place. Is it okay for his exercise bike? Grandad? You're 75 in a couple of months, mate. You need to slow down a little bit. Thought I'd try. God's sake.
To compete in FTRL with an exercise bike.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Oh, here we go, Donzo. Bob can borrow my Zimmer frame. God, Grandad's automatically become the most popular person in the stream. People aren't watching the race anymore.
No, it was like when Goy joined, wasn't it? It's just...
I always seem to remember my granddad, when I first started league racing, even before FTRL was a thing, and I was racing elsewhere, Ox was always a favourite of my granddad, actually. He always used to support him. Yeah, no, he did. Back in those days, which we won't mention. He used to be quite a big fan of yours.
Yeah, well, thanks, Grenad.
Not too sure how to respond to that.
He loves it.
I'm appreciating the support and the love.
Grandad, if you can't understand him, I'll text you later, just so you know. Right, intermediate tyres, everybody... Most people seem to be out on them now. Everybody out on track is on intermediates. Other than Nexus Lotus, who is still on the wets. And it's not going well for him as we've just gone on board.
Ooh, actually, Niels is going faster right now. He's actually about to improve by a second or so. So we could see the pole lap right here.
23.3 I'm going to go for. What are we saying? 23 flat?
23 dead. Wow.
Yeah. Apparently, Grandad Bob's got his new racing saddle in preparation.
Oh, for God's sake. I'm not even going to entertain him.
Just need a better lap from Jamie here, with him missing the next 2 races in quali at Monaco, so we need a good lap here. He's running out of time.
Well, he's going to literally be back for the final race of the season, so tonight is very, very important for Jamie, because although he's ahead, he's not out of sight for some people, so see what he can do into the hairpin, a little bit deep, very, very tricky corner. 27 people watching this stream in a minute. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Stay with us, it should be very exciting, especially his first couple of laps. Now something...
Blue Phoenix is back.
Blue Phoenix, what a legend, he's back.
Love to see him. Oh, he's gone very hot into that chicane there with Jamie.
Ravers has come in with... Right, Joe Burns has come in with Bob for Prime Minister and hashtagged it. Ravers has said, I have a bit of trivia for you. What do Bob and Donzo have in common? They are both granddads. That's another thing. Oh, Dutch has come in. Rob Wire is in. This is all just taking off now.
Did Jamie invalidate?
No.
He did invalidate. So he is going to be starting near the back.
He certainly is.
Leader.
Junkie Sport, Fanny Lynn on the pit wall. This is just getting out of hand now. Right, I'm going to keep an eye on Blue Flag. It's come around the final corner. Oh, he was close to that wall then. Doesn't seem like he's had the best run here, Blue Flag, but nevertheless. Oh, P2.
Hey. Jamie Morris.
Very good stuff. Marty's in P3.
It's a great lap.
It is a very good lap. Jamie Morris. Ooh. Oh, he's lost loads of time there. Just a lot of time though. Let's see what the likes of Zumpy. TRS could be in for a good lap as well. He's could put himself up there as well. It's going to be quite a jumbled up grid by looks of things. Jesper's finished. He's going to be starting from the back. Zumpy's gone pole by 8.5 tenths, 7.5 tenths.
Oh, Jesus!
Brilliant lap.
That's an unbelievably good lap. Jamie Morris.
Right.
Morris goes
P2. Always close. Where's TRS? Oh, he's back into the pits. So there we go. Zumpy on debut has got himself pole position.
I think Jamie Jesper will be very disappointed with that. Not even managing to set a valid lap.
So Zumpy's already off the mark in FTRL, got himself 2 points. People in the stream, let us know what you think the podium's going to be, and props to anybody who gets this right tonight, because I imagine it's going to be all over the place. But nevertheless, we have Zumpy on pole with Jamie Morris alongside him in P2. He'll be hoping for a better start this week. He didn't have the best run off the line last week in Italy. Then we had Niels and Blue Flag on the second row. Then I believe Marty was in a FTRL best P5 in quali. He'll certainly be very happy with that. So, very pleased to see. We'll go through the final classifications in just a second. There we go. FTRL Oven in P6. Then we've got Lee Cole and TRS on the fourth row of Nexus Lotus and AJ Ramsden for the top 10. Last person to set a time was Zom, who did that perfection 1:30 flat. And then we had no time set from Championship leader Jamie, BLT and the McLaren, FTRL Jesper and Agent Pandas are going to be starting last. So the drivers are going to be getting themselves ready, as Will is going to prepare to take us through the formation lap. Just before we do that, Ox, if you're in this position and you're Zumpy and Jamie Morris, so those guys starting at the front, What's your approach like for the first couple of laps at Monaco? Do you push? Do you just try and hold position? What's your approach?
Well, first of all, Mr. Lay says dry race.
Okay, cool.
So if and when it is a dry race, I think the main thing to do is to keep the track position you have and just make sure that the gap is just that big enough so that the driver behind cannot try and overtake you in any of the corners where it is possible or might be possible to overtake.
Okay, very nicely done indeed. So right, 10 seconds, Will. You ready to take us underway? It's going to have to be a short one tonight. Let's see if you can time this as well as what you normally do. Prepare yourselves, everybody, for Will's formation lap. Take us away, my friend.
Alright then, so we've got the new driver Zumpy on pole. Another Finnish driver, I believe, to join the... Quite a good selection we got in FTRL, has to be said. So he's got some good early pace, great lap there. Jimmy Morris, for last week's pole sitter, coming home in second. I think he'd probably be a bit worried, because he looked a little bit sort of slidey last week. Didn't get off the line at all, ended up in a wall. So he's going to have to keep that out of the barriers. We've got another new driver, Niels, in third. Another great display of pace. Didn't quite nail the final lap in quali, but as long as I think his internet's probably the only trouble he may have. But again, keeping out the barriers is key. Mr. Consistent in quali so far. He's been top 4 for the last 2 qualifyings, and there he is again. Blue flag, got a podium in both 2 races as well. He'll be hoping to continue doing that. Although he's just disappeared on my screen, which is probably a bit concerning. Marty VR is in 5th place, as Aaron said. Season best qualifying for him. Oven in 6th. He's probably a little bit far down, but he does tend to race better than he qualifies, so he should be feeling okay. He's missing his... Got a new teammate though in Niels, but it looks like he's should be getting to a decent amount of points. Got Lee Cole in 7th place. Mid of the pack. Tends to qualify about there. He has missed his setup though, so he's rocking someone else's. TRS in 8th place. He usually qualifies around there. He often moves up in the grid, maybe 5th or 6th is on from tonight. Next is Lotus again, quite far down in quali. He started like 16th last week, but ended up on the podium, so it's always possible. AJ in 10th. It's probably about where he generally qualifies as well, but again, anything can happen at Monaco. Got Zom with that beautiful 130.0 in quali. He usually sneaks in a point or 2. Championship leader Jamie needs something a little bit better than that in the race. BLT in 13th, had a good race in Monza, picked up some nice points. We've got Jesper in 14th, again very disappointing considering he just moved on to F3, and Agent Panda rounding out the grid.
Oh, as always, absolute perfection. Right, we are getting ready for... Don't know why I can't see anything, there we go. Getting ready for 5 lights at Monaco for round number 9 of the F3 Championship. And it's lights out, away we go. Jamie Morris has had a good start tonight. I think Niels has had an unbelievably good start.
Ooh, Jamie Morris. Just ever so slightly touching Zumpy, and Zumpy now drops to P2.
Yeah, I think he might have had a little tap from behind from Niels. Probably why that happened. Did Jamie Morris.
Well, in terms of position changes, there's not been too many. James up a couple, Jesper's up a couple, Zom's not had a good start. He had a flag in sector 1. What's happened? Not entirely sure.
I think it might just be the speed you have to go around this chicane. Well, not chicane, hairpin.
Zumpy's very, very close to Jamie Morris. Doesn't need to make this move now. Ooh.
That's the first weird noise of the evening.
Yeah, first weird noise of the evening.
It's not taken long.
Lee Cole's got past FTRL oven. Oh, is that Zumpy? Did he just hit the wall?
He got glazed
I think he got away with it.
Yeah, he did. He just did.
At the tyres, we've only got one guy on the hards, Jesper in 12. You can do the whole race without using the hards, especially with not having to do a quali lap on the tyres.
There we go. Well, the top 3 all on mediums, and then those below him. Got the 2 Renaults in 5th and 6th, so they're going well.
Ooh,
Oven is
very close. Is he going to try it?
Yeah, it doesn't need to do it. There's not a base to overtake.
Oh, and Jesper's lost a bit of his front wing, so that's going to affect quite badly on his race, or at least pace.
Yeah, nice and patient from Jesper though. Okay, Oven 37 TRS is up a couple into P8. Strangely, I don't think we had any pit stops after the first lap.
No, very well done.
Oven's looking pretty racy.
Zumpy, but Morris does seem to be getting. Having said that, Zumpy's just got another half second in one corner, so maybe not.
Marty's picked up a 3-second penalty. Jamie's picked up a 3-second penalty. Oven's looking racy tonight. Ooh.
Racy Oven.
Exactly. I think this is the sort of time where we're going to see what Lee's made of as well, because he's going to find himself under some severe pressure. Nexus Lotus has just hit the side of TRS. I don't know if there's any wing lost. Blue flag's just gone quickest.
Nexus Lotus is close enough for a move there. He's going to go for it down the inside. Ooh. He's cut the corner a bit there to make it work, but he didn't make any contact, so...
No, good move.
Who's he going to get?
Jamie stuck in P10.
Zumpy is just sniffing the back end of Jamie Morris.
Thing is, right, I'm just thinking, if you're Marty in this position, realistically, the four in front of him should, with all due respect at this stage, probably pull away from him a little bit. Like he's very, very new to all of this, but he's got 2.7 seconds in front, and he's got 3.5 seconds behind. So he's in a really good position to just put the car in cruise control and just get the laps done, rather than try and push too much. He's in a very, very good position at the minute. Oven has got past Lee Cole. Nexus Lotus is now on the back of Lee Cole.
Yeah, I think Lee, with that different setup that he's been running now compared to all his practice, is not looking too comfortable.
I think also, as silly as it sounds, a lot of it is down to the fact of what track it is. The Monaco
Lotus. Yeah.
Monaco is enough to rattle anybody's nerves. Jamie's picked up his second time penalty. It's not going well for Jamie at the moment.
Yeah, I think he's getting a bit frustrated. Oh, he's just clanged the wall as well, quite heavily on the right hand side of these cars.
Who's that?
Jamie 2905.
Ooh. Nexus Lotus is looking fast.
Yeah, Lee has formed an FTRL train.
Real life. TRS has gone a little bit deep into the hairpin. We've had Raver say...
Morris has spun! Morris has spun!
He has.
Oh my god, he hit the inside barrier. That's a common mistake to do in Monaco.
I don't think Neil is going to be hitting, but...
Oh,
yeah,
Lee's gone.
And Leiko.
Where is he? Oh, he's there.
Where's there?
Sorry, just out. Sorry, Will. Just out of the chicane. Oh, I'm gutted for Lee.
Yeah, he did not look comfortable.
He didn't. I mean, theoretically, that should be a safety car. It definitely should be a safety car. Whether we'll see one or not, I very much doubt.
Yeah, it looks like so far, Jamie Morris is proving a little bit... He's got a lot of pace, but not the consistency so far in the two races we've seen. He can come back though. Monaco's an extremely long one, with many pit stops for many people, I imagine.
Well, FTRL Oven is very, very close to Marty, so he's pulled up that gap very quickly. Oven will be a factor in this race, mark my words. But it's down to his racecraft. We saw last week when he got desperate into Parabolica, he made a catastrophic mistake.
Ravers has brought up a good point, Aaron. You are 100% to blame for Lee's crash.
Yeah, I'll take the heat for that one. I apologise, Lee. I'm going to stop mentioning Lee in future streams. I'm just going to say the man in the yellow car.
Yeah, we'll see what he's made of.
Anyway, right. FTRL Blue Flag, Division 3 admin. He is very much...
Sorry, what was that, Aaron?
F3 admin. It's been a long day. He's very much on the back of Jamie Morris now. Jamie's going to be a little bit nervous for the next couple of laps. Oven is right on the back of Marty as well.
You could probably take those hards to the end if Jamie Morris wanted to pit now. They do go an incredibly long way.
Oven needs to just be patient here. He knows he's got a bit more pace than Marty, but Marty's earned the right to be in that position. So he needs to stick it out and wait for the right opportunity. Marty will be pitting in the next few laps.
And that's Niels picking up his first
Here
penalty.
comes Oven. Oh, he switched to the inside. It's a big lunge, but he's made it stick. Marty, good respect from him as well. I think he's realised that wasn't a battle he wanted to be a part of.
Yeah,
Nexus Lotus is now coming. The thing is, if you are Marty in this position, like you said, you would possibly not even put up too much of a fight against Nexus Lotus either. Realistically, it's all about bringing the car home. He's in a very good position, and I think we will see a few mistakes at the front. So Zumpy is your race leader. Nils, so the two new drivers are within half a second of each other, battling for the race lead here.
Lotus has found Marty now. He's got a lot of lag. Oh, he's just hit the wall anyway. There we go. What was that lag as well? I don't know. There's a lot of lag going on with Nexus Lotus's car.
Nexus Lotus is very late on the brakes, I've noticed that much. Jesper is on the back of TRS. Obviously sporting that front wing damage, but Jesper certainly looks quick. Seen quite a lot of nervous drivers this evening. But I'm going to go back to Nexus Lotus as Marty is letting him through. Yeah, Marty's letting him through there. Again, realised he didn't want much of that, so good on him. He's in a good position. Jamie Morris, 3 second time penalty. Well, Katamise has just come in. You might want to comment on this one, Ox. He said, I was driving as fast as I could without the risk of hitting the wall. Now, you know Katamise.
Ooh, that's TRS in the wall. That's a big one.
Where's this? AJ's should have
It's,
come up to it.
Oh, yeah, coming into the swimming pool.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, is that not a safety car?
That must be a safety car.
It
That
must
was
be.
Pretty big crash.
It's more out of the way than the other one.
No, the stewards are completely unbothered. Right, well, the closest battle on track is now the one for the lead. Everyone else is fairly well spread out. But I think after pit stops happen in the next, 6 laps or so?
Yeah, about then.
It should start to bring everybody closer together. I'm gutted for TRS. Yeah, Ox, just as I was saying about Katamise,
Yeah.
his comment. So I was driving as fast as I could without the risk of hitting the wall. Now, Jesper's gone. So whenever I talk about Katamise, someone retires. Coincidence? I think not.
No, yeah, no, that's not a coincidence.
Oh, he's also hit that inside wall.
Yeah, definitely has. Well, only 2 more retirements, and then everybody that finishes is going to get themselves some points.
Do you want to try again, Aaron, or too risky?
I don't know. Do we want to try this again, Ox? 3rd time lucky.
Let's
So,
try it again.
Ox, Katamise has come in. No, basically his comment was, I was driving as fast as I could without the risk of hitting the wall. How often is it that you would hear Katamise say something like that?
To be fair to him, when he does keep it out of the walls, he is pretty quick.
I agree.
But that's to be honest, that's the first time I've ever heard Cat saying such bullshit.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know, it's the first time he's ever said something like this, and already it's bullshit.
Oh, right, blue flag, first pit stop. So he's gone in. Oven was essentially pushing him around Raskas. So
basically, blue flag has done the undercut here, or at least trying to.
I imagine
On
he's
the
going to
hards.
go onto the hards, yeah. Not the worst call. Jesper's left the session. Shame to see from Jesper. Well, Ox, I think you're one of the obviously the main 4 Finnish drivers we've had in FTRL that doesn't seem to have the worst retirement record in FTRL. Because we've got Jesper, Spurge, and Katamies have all got pretty bad retirement records.
No, I did actually have last season. Last season in 2018 was pretty bad, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, but even so,
yeah.
I think Spurge has got the most in FTRL history. I think Katamies is about 3 behind him.
Yeah, I think he's got the second most.
I think the biggest cause of DNFs goes to Katamies. Right,
I mean, I shouldn't be laughing.
Yeah, you should.
No, I definitely shouldn't be laughing. But he's a special man, you know. He has the special set of skill sets.
BLT tried to get
1.
out of the way of the guys in front with the blue flag. Obviously, saw them quite quickly in his mirror. Hurriedly sort of dives to the outside, but did it so quickly he's broken his wing.
Oh.
But he did get out of the way though, so
Good on him.
that's something. He does not have Jamie Morris behind him.
We have a battle for P9 between AJ and Zom. Zom in the Haas. Somebody's picked up a time penalty. AJ in the Red Bull.
I've seen Neil get one as well.
TRS has left the session, okay.
Sorry, he'd retired before.
Yeah.
Yes, I think the front 2, Marshy and Jamie Morris, have all got some form of penalty. Or 2. Let's see how that plays out at the end. That's where those front 2
Oh,
are
Marty.
driving extremely well.
Marty's picked up a 5 second. Jamie's got another penalty. Penalties are going to become a factor at the end of this. Now, FTRL blue flag as well. He has Jamie to negotiate very, very soon. Now,
Just
no, he doesn't.
quickly. Oh, Jamie's in the pits.
Yep.
Tire is
Hards.
hard. Yeah.
Ravers has brought up a good point in the chat. Ironic that Finnish guys don't tend to finish.
Well, I do.
Yeah, now Katamies and onto the podium are having a small argument about the nature of Katamies' retirements. So I think that might continue on for a bit. But
I mean, Katamies. I mean, let's be honest. He gets a lot of stick, but I mean, he is right. He doesn't intentionally ever retire or anything like that. Cool. So, just back to this actual race, which we're supposed to be talking about. Zom is looking very, very quick behind AJ. AJ's looking a little bit nervous, but nevertheless.
Ooh, Nexus Lotus has spun it in just after Raskas on the way into the pits.
Did he break his wing?
Yes, he did.
Oh, let's hope he's changed that.
let's have a look. He's going into the pit box now.
I think they're holding a wing, are they? Yeah, they're holding a wing.
Yes. So basically, Marty is now the only one on the soft tire. So that could... He could take the mediums.
Yeah,
He could try and go for the mediums.
So at this stage, obviously, considering all things, gentlemen, who is your money on to win this race? I know obviously a lot of things can happen, but we're about a third of the way through now, and if all things considered, who do you think's going to win this race?
My money is still on Jumpy as well. Basically, the penalties are and the warnings are exactly the same with Jumpy and Niels. So at the moment, that doesn't make any difference at all. But I'm still saying Zumpy. He's He seems to be the faster driver at the moment.
Okay. Will, who are you going for, mate?
Yeah, I'll probably go the same. Because the penalties are the same. Zumpi's looking good, and it's Monaco, so obviously it's incredibly hard to get past at the best of times.
Okay.
Aaron, well, yourself?
Um. Yeah, I'm very undecided. A part of me thinks Blue Flag's going to win this race. I know it seems very unlikely at this stage, but I don't know why. I've just got a feeling he's going to win this.
We ain't got any penalties.
I kind of get that, but why?
He's, I mean, he's on the harder tyre. He's the most experienced driver in this lobby by quite some margin. He is very, very good. But he's very, very good.
That is true. Yes.
He's very good in defensive situations as well. He's a very smart driver. I think he knows what he's doing. I don't know why, but I'm going to tip him to win this.
Oven and Morris come in for the hard tyres.
Okay.
Where's
Now
Blue Flag going to come out in all this?
Oven's coming out. Jamie Morris is already out.
Ooh.
Blue Flag jumped, preheated Oven.
Unless he was already ahead of him.
Yeah, so basically, Jamie Morris is still where he's still P3, where he was. So
but
that's good for him.
It is, but we've seen him slip up. So nevertheless, this Ferrari and Mercedes battle at the front has been very, very interesting so far. Both putting each other under pressure. Both driving very well and consistent. Both new drivers as well.
Yeah, it's looking good. Let's have a look at what seems to be a couple of quality drivers that have driving.
So Ox, obviously you know Zumpy, and I'm assuming you've raced with him before. Is he typically somebody that tends to be towards the front, or is this a bit of new territory for him?
That's actually a pretty good question, because in the Finnish league he was in a different division, whereas he was basically in our F2 and I was in the F1, so I don't know. He's kind of used to being in the points.
Oh, I think he's just lost some wing. Zumpy, I think he's just lost some wing.
Oh, Blue Flag's also lost some wing.
Blue Flag, yeah.
Oh dear.
Is Oven okay?
Yeah, Zumpy's completely lost his wing. Well.
Yeah, what happened with Blue Flag is Oven sort of faked it like he was going to go around the outside. Blue Flag got a bit spooked, to use one of my favourite words. Broke a bit later and ended up hitting the outside wall, and Oven just sailed through on the inside. So,
oh dear,
uncharacteristic mistake there from Blue Flag.
Yeah. Well, I can only apologise.
Yeah, what I was just about to say, and he's lost again. Just leaving from the pits.
He's done an Aaron. Zumpy's done an Aaron. Oh dear.
Has he lost wing coming out the pits?
Yeah.
Oh.
What I was just about to say, that this man is quite clean. He keeps it off the walls. But this is Monaco. There's walls. Yeah.
Cats.
How's he done that?
Oh, Jamie's gone.
Oh.
Championship leader,
yeah,
Jamie. What's happened there?
That's the Red Bull.
Yeah, out. Championship leader well and truly gone.
I suppose he done this.
I'm not entirely sure.
It's the pool. I think the swimming pool.
I can't see him.
This car has been teleported out, so we'll never know.
Maybe.
unearthed a worrying statistic that he had DNFs 1 and 3 of his FTRL league races. That's 19 retirements from 45 is the official stat from FTRL's stat man onto the podium.
Whoa,
Big
Nexus
concern.
Lotus is jumping all over the place. Ovens picked up a 3-second time penalty. Yeah, Nexus
That's
Lotus is
boring.
lagging everywhere.
So this now means it is Neil's race to lose, effectively.
Certainly does. Oh, God.
Oh no. Yeah, that's what happened with me last night with Lennon. Well, not last night.
I
remember that
honestly don't know
terrible
what's
DC.
just happened. Oh, Jamie Morris is ghosting.
What?
Yes, he
What?
is.
What's happening? Right.
Oh, he's
Front
lunged
foot on the
it.
inside. Oh, was it? That move only worked because Oven saw him coming. It was good anyway, though.
So, Nexus Lotus, is he actually past blue flag now?
I think so.
I mean, the manner in which he got past was a bit odd.
Yeah, I think if that's what I was experiencing on Monday, then on Lotus's screen, blue flag probably wasn't there
Right.
at all. So, I'm sure blue flag got quite a big surprise when Lotus's car appeared in the middle of them.
I'm wondering whether Niels is going to try and go from mediums to softs.
Definitely possible.
BLT.
Obviously, it means how long he keeps it out the wall for.
Yeah.
If he manages to break his wing, he'll have to come and put the hards on. But if he keeps it going long enough. Yeah, I think since an F1 update that came out, we've seen some very weird desync lobby things going on.
I have.
So once
Nexus-
again, they've fixed one thing and broken 5 more.
Yeah, Nexus Lotus is already on the back of Oven.
Now,
Yeah,
let's
he's
see.
looking very racy at this point of the race.
He's also looking very laggy as well.
Yeah, that has to be said.
Let's see what happens now.
Some is just coming out of the pits.
Well, you don't want to be Zom in this situation, do you?
He's... Oh, he's waiting.
That's one way of getting out of the race. Leaders' way.
Yeah,
Well, not
good on
leaders,
him.
but podium contenders.
Yellow flag sector 1.
I think that was Zom getting out of the
That
way
is
again.
some.
Right.
I'm not too sure.
Well, we're going to stay with this battle for P3 between Jamie Morris, who just picked up a time penalty again, FTRL Oven, and Nexus Lotus. This could be quite a spicy one, I think.
Oh, Lennon has the most DNFs in FTRL history, just completing that conversation with 22. It's an amazing statistic. I think that's wrapped up the DNF discussion. Cat isn't actually the highest
I
DNF.
honestly thought it was Spurge that did.
But no, apparently it's Lennon.
But I mean, that would have meant Spurge would have had to turn up for that to happen, so. Oh, Nexus Lotus has clipped the inside wall on the final corner. Didn't lose any wing, caught it with his rear right tyre.
I suppose if you're going to do it, that's the way.
Yep. Couple of seconds he's lost.
AJ's in no man's land now. He's 47 seconds behind Marcy and 20 seconds in front of Tom.
Yep, he's yeah, he's in a good position.
I mean, he's not going to hit anyone.
No.
Well, at
Well,
least no one for track
Marty
position.
is on for a P7 at the moment. I
mean,
can't
you've said it
see.
now.
Well, but for no, but I mean, but for obviously any unfortunates happening. Yeah, he's in a good position. Good on him. I mean, the 6 drivers. There's no shame in finishing behind the 6 drivers in front of him.
No, definitely not.
So
Especially around here.
definitely a good way to look at it. The thing is, Monaco itself, obviously, it's a very testing track. It is in kind of both sense, really, mentally and physically. Nexus Lotus just lost the front left part of his wing, but yeah, mentally and physically, it's tough. You have so much concentration, lap by lap. There's not really any room for error. So, full credit to people that win this race. You both of yourselves included in that as well. It's something I don't ever envisage doing. My best finish at Monaco was a P4.
Yeah, I don't really know how it happened. I think Ox might have helped me with that win, actually.
Yeah, I think that was when Ox decided that the hairpin wasn't a hairpin and it was a straight line corner with Dutch, wasn't it? I'm pretty...
Oi! With what?
Do you not remember your incident with Dutch in the hairpin at Monaco a few seasons back?
No.
No, well, no. That's convenient, Ox. Oh, Nexus Lotus has lost the other half of his wing now, I think.
I'll even it out a bit. Yeah.
He's definitely pushing.
Yeah, Agent Panda is just sort of slowly going about his business, nice and consistently.
Yeah,
He's in a
Agent Panda. He's on for a
position.
point.
Don't want to get too excited, but he is currently in a point playing position.
I'm sure Ravers and Donzo, everybody, are going to get very excited by that.
Yeah, that's just reminded me the championship leader has indeed retired a fair few laps ago, so that means that the likes of Oven, Blue Flag, Jamie Morris, I think, Lotus, it's going to be gaining a lot of points on him, especially when he misses the next two races.
I mean, FTRL Oven is at the moment going to be gaining 12 points on him, obviously, but for penalties. Jamie Morris has got a fair few, I think, so could him potentially be 15 points. He's only 22 behind, I want to say, and Jamie's missing the next two races, so Oven is in a fantastic position here. So he doesn't need to push like crazy. We said this last week, but he honestly doesn't. Well, I mean, I said it about Lee earlier on, and I'll say it again about Jamie now, but being the head of a train at any track is always pretty difficult. Being at the head of a train around Monaco is another story. So his second week racing with us, let's see what he's made of.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? So you sort of envision if you want one place with someone behind you trying to overtake and you really don't want to let them pass, you think Monaco, but then well, on track you don't want someone trying to get past you, is also Monaco.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a tricky one.
Well, Niels is definitely going for the one stop onto the softs. I mean, if he pulls that off, fair play to him.
Yeah, he's driven an extremely good race so far.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want to. You definitely don't want to have a BMW go on the outside lane on the M4.
No.
Are you sure you're from Finland?
You sure you're not from like Sheffield or something?
Talking about BMWs on the outside lane of the M4.
On the M4, I know.
I mean, he's not wrong, to be fair. He's not wrong.
No, he's not.
But what about Peugeot?
Wouldn't mind that so much.
Yeah, I know, but isn't that on the inside line?
Have you been watching too much Top Gear?
Yes and no.
Oh, BLT's round.
Ah.
He's now reversing. Oh, that's not a good place to be. Don't move. Good lad. Right. He's lost a lot of wing.
Thankfully we didn't have another big pizzas moment.
We didn't. Oh, Nexus Lotus is late and then breaks. Another time penalty.
DLT's just not done that chicane.
In hope decided against it.
Agent Panda's missing again, so...
Oh, it's an L! I thought that was a capital I,
Well, Bitty.
but it's an L.
Bitty 14.
Yeah.
No, it's BLT. BLTTL 14.
I thought it was just bottle, but it's not quite there. Is it?
We're calling BLT. I mean, he's...
Well, AJ is now a minute and 1 second behind Marty VR. This is yeah, he's in quite a bit of no man's land right now.
He really is. Blue flag. What's happened to Blue flag? He's now 18 seconds behind.
Wing damage. He's
Yeah,
got
but-
wing damage.
I mean, 18 seconds worth that he's lost out on. It
Must
didn't
be
seem.
quite a lot of wing damage.
It didn't seem like that long ago that he pitted.
Yeah. It's clearly losing a lot of time. He's on the oldest set of hards, but
Yeah.
still. Yeah.
Well, Zumpy is slowly bringing down that gap to Niels, and Niels is going to be pitting. Obviously, he'll be going
Niels,
on to.
that is, he's. How's he done that? 26 laps on the mediums.
You can do
He
30
still
according
hasn't
to
pitted.
J5.
Oh, Nexus Lotus is pitted.
Yeah, gonna get
Has
that
he
wing
got-
changed.
Has he got like giant condoms on the tires?
I think he might, yeah.
That might be a
How-
Mercedes exclusive. That
26, 26 laps. That's amazing. Wow. I mean, he must be pitting soon. I mean,
I'm going to guess at the end
the
of
tires will be about to pop off.
at the end of next lap. I think he's going to pit end of lap 28.
Yeah, the problem with the softs is after 10 laps, the softs are really not enjoying it.
No,
so he's
but
probably trying to get the most out of those by carrying on. But, if he
but bear in
leaves it too
mind
long,
that you do
somebody will overtake him.
start on the tyres that you qualified on, so effectively the softs have about a 12 lap lifespan, I'd say, before they
Yeah.
start feeling shocking. So
The
Niels,
problem here is, even if he does end up with incredibly quick softs, if he gets out behind Zumpy, he's going to have quite a problem getting past him.
well, this is what I'm thinking, yeah. So Zumpy's in a good position. He needs to try and reel him in as much as possible, because he's going to be stupidly fast on them softs. But
He is. Does have one less penalty, does Neil though, so that'll probably come into play.
yeah, I would have thought so. I mean, at this point, even if he is behind Zumpy after he pits, I still think it's very much his race to lose.
Yeah, we'll see then just how sensible Niels can be when he's clearly faster than the car in front on a track like Monaco.
Yep.
Hopefully he can show us some
Well,
good, mature racing.
I'm still intrigued by this battle for third.
He's coming in. Niels,
There you go.
he's in.
Called it.
We'll take those softs 11 laps.
He
Should
goes
be
onto
absolutely
Goes into the hard tyre for the last 10 laps.
fine. No, that's just you, isn't it?
Oh, Zumpy. I think Niels is going to be fine.
Yeah, he's actually quite far behind, isn't he? Yeah,
Yeah, done it. Yellow
That's
flag sector 3.
oh, that's even the corner cutting out from Niels there.
Right, blue flag versus Nexus Lotus round 2.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was an excellent stint Niels did on the medium
Yeah.
tyre there. Didn't have
Very
to
good
come
drive.
in, didn't break his wing at all. So, and he's got in and out again ahead of the guy that was on the fresher tyres. So that is a brilliant stint.
Well, we're all tuned in for this battle between Nexus Lotus and Blue Flag. Nexus Lotus is going to be so much quicker than Blue Flag at this stage.
Niels has spun. Niels has spun.
Niels
Niels
what?
has spun.
Oh my-
Zumpy's in the lead.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Niels has tapped the back end of his car at that infamous inside wall again going into the chicane.
But he's got
And-
no wing damage, and he's only 2
Not
seconds
at all.
behind, 1.5 seconds behind. I think he's
But
still
the
going to
penalty
be fine.
situation is equal.
Ah,
now
yes,
between Zumpy
good
and
point.
Niels.
Yeah, good point.
So this is
Oh.
now on track. This will have to be resolved.
Oh, well, this
So
is
far.
exciting. 9 laps
It
to
is.
go.
I think Niels has realised he didn't quite want this stream to be a little bit boring towards the end, so he's livened it up for us. Very nice
Yep.
to see.
Well, Nexus Lotus is certainly pushing. I think full credit to him for his commitment. Just Joe Burns has decided to join for no apparent reason.
No, he's probably got too annoyed watching from me.
No, I know why. He's coming to get the avatars of the people who win. That's what he's done
Nah,
for his
so he's not
pictures.
just got too annoyed only getting one person's view
No.
from the stream.
He's
No.
probably triggered that he can't watch it in 4K, just to come in and watch it in there himself. Oh, Niels and
honourable
Zumpy
mention
side
to
by side
Marty.
into the. Oh, Niels just cut the corner there. That's going to be another warning.
Yeah.
Now he needs to be
So-
just be patient. He knows he's on the quicker tyre. He knows he's faster. Wait
honourable
for your
mention
moment.
To Marty BR so far. Still in
Yeah.
7th place.
Very
He's
much
driving
so.
very nicely.
And he could potentially, if Lotus doesn't get past blue flag, Marty could actually go past Nexus Lotus, because I know he's got a couple of penalties himself, but Nexus Lotus has more, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Or Niels has got a very good run up the hill. No, he's
Zumpy's
better
covered
off
him nicely. He looks very calm under pressure, does Zumpy.
Well, you've said it now again.
I mean, you've got to be able to compliment people without thinking it's going to constantly... Oh, so Niels is
Last
definitely
time I
on the wheel.
did that, someone crashed immediately.
Oxygen
Well,
over
that's what I
Zumpy
think I said
is
about
a...
Niels, didn't I? I
Yeah.
said he's done a brilliant stint and then he span it.
Yeah, or he's got to run. He's got to run to
Here
the
he goes.
inside.
Sent
Ooh,
it.
it's a lunge. Oh, he's pushed. Yeah.
To be honest, that is probably as clean as you're going to get a move down there with both drivers not yielding.
Yeah.
It is tricky.
Yellow flag, sector 1 and sector 2. What's happened? Anything of note?
No, don't think so. Might have been someone was letting someone else pass.
Jamie Morris is half
He
a
has
second.
caught up. Yeah, he has caught up to Zumpy. But if I believe, if I'm correct, Jimmy Morris has more penalties.
As he has a
than
lot of
Zumpy.
penalties. Yeah. Well, that's
Oh,
come out of
He did a
nowhere,
big
really.
moment. yeah, he had a huge moment coming out of the fast left right.
Well,
At the top
what-
of the hill.
What Niels has to think now is, if he does make another mistake and spin, he could potentially drop down to 4th.
Yeah, none of these guys are particularly far away.
Yeah, Nexus Lotus has got past blue flag. I didn't see that, but
Marty is actually closing in on blue flag, because blue flag
Yeah.
has that wing damage.
that wing
He's
damage
brought
is
down.
really damaging him. Isn't it?
Ooh, Marty. Not Marty. Niels has lost a part of his fronting.
Oh, so he has.
Oh.
So are those tyres good enough? So, Jamie Morris. Oh, side by side for Raskas. With Zumpy round there, so he can't go too wide there. They've done it anyway. That's very
my
clean racing.
dear Jesus.
That was incredibly clean through there.
Yeah, well played.
Fair play. Up the inside he goes.
Oh.
Lovely racing. Great move there from Jamie
Yeah.
Morris. And also brilliant, respectful driving from Zumpy. That's what you want to see.
Zumpy, I think he did have to brake, because I think if he didn't, he was going to end up in the wall at turn 1.
Yeah, I think Zumpy will probably lose P3 to Oven. Zumpy now has lost both of his end plates, so and Oven is just behind him.
Well, Marty is now half a second behind blue flag. Jamie Morris,
Oh,
another
there's
time penalty.
time.
Oven,
Yeah, this might not
another
be
time
over. This
penalty.
could be. I know, I was about to say Owen might get a P2 here, but he's just got another one. How many penalties he's got actually?
2 or 3. I
Owen's
think.
only got Oh, he's got 3 actually. He's just picked up a whole bunch in the last 3 laps of the run. Picked up 2 penalties in the last 3 laps.
Oh, Zumpy's pitted.
Yeah, so yeah, he's pitted.
Yeah, obviously that wing damage is just
Too much.
yeah.
Well, a
Softs.
big last few laps here. Anyway, let's go on board with Marty as he is in pursuit of FTRL blue flag.
He's been held in the pits there by Zom. I think it was coming out as well. So it's lost him even more time. Is Lotus going to get ahead of him? I mean, I wouldn't think so.
No.
Nah, he's too far behind.
Yeah, no.
Well, Marty versus blue flag. This is a intriguing battle. Welcome to the art of defending, Marty.
Yeah, blue flag is not going to let you pass probably. And neither should he. Got 5 laps left. Yeah, so Jamie Morris and Oven both have the same number of penalties, so Oven is actually going to have to go up and overtake him.
Well, Marty doesn't strike me as a type to perform any form of desperate lunge, so I imagine it should be okay in terms of respect between the two.
I mean, if I'm in this position, I'm just happy that I've driven 35 laps of Monaco, so I probably aren't not likely to lunge it just in case I then don't finish after I've bothered to driven this far. But here we go.
Well, Zumpy's pushing now, very much so. So Oven will probably get himself a P2, I would imagine, with all of these penalties that Jamie Morris has.
Did he just get another one?
Well, I'm sure I've seen about 4 or 5 pop up. Oh, Marty's hit the wall quite badly.
Both on 3 penalties. Oven and Morris.
Really?
Yeah,
oh, Marty,
said
what
Oven.
are you doing?
What's happened?
He's just lost a wing and now he's got himself a 3-second penalty. I think it's maybe the pressure of pushing, maybe.
Yeah, so Morris, Oven, and Zumpy all have 3 penalties, so they're equal on penalties at the moment.
Yeah, Neil's now in a commanding position despite his wing damage. Looks like those fresh tyres are still enough to see him
That
clear.
is Sector 2,
Oh, that's
Blue Flag, and
McLaren.
Marty.
Oh,
No, actually, no, that's the McLaren of Agent Panda.
Who is now in 9th, actually. Oh, never mind. He's just been overtaken by Zom trying to let the cars in front of him through due to blue flag. So that's a bit unfortunate there from Agent Panda.
but Agent Panda is, well, Zom's probably not going to get past Marty, so Agent Panda, we could see an Agent Panda fight at the end of a race.
Oh, he has got wing damage though, so maybe not.
Oh, Marty keeps cutting that corner at the swimming pool. Well, start thinking up of your questions, gentlemen, for the podium interviews. Marty has let Zom go, interestingly.
Yeah, he's unlocked himself. Agent Panda's in the pits again. Is BLT going to steal that last point?
I think he might.
Paint it. He is.
Yeah.
He won't be very popular in the McLaren garage after the race, I'm sure. Some words from the actually really nice man, Agent Panda, so probably.
Wonderfully nice man, yeah.
No. Yeah. Ooh. It was a surprise Jamie Morris there for Agent Panda coming out the pits.
Well, last couple of laps it's all died down, not much is happening. Oven needs to get within, needs to close another half a second with Jamie Morris.
He's just not done the chicane going out the tunnel again, so that's got another penalty.
Yeah.
So
I think it's more,
now.
probably more a bit of nerves as well. Like I said earlier on, it's mentally and physically draining to do Monaco, and I believe this will be his highest finish in FTRL, so it's probably that playing on his mind as well. He puts in a lot of practice, does Marty, so yeah, onto the podium to come in saying, can confirm that Niels is a wheel user. I did think so.
Yeah, it does give you a nice advantage at Monaco. the controller just doesn't go around the hairpin really.
And
Oven's got another
actually,
one.
Oven has picked up a penalty due to the fact, and yeah, that's the reason. The reason has crashed now. Agent Panda was in the way of
The
Oven.
reason has crashed.
Yeah, well, he did. On the
Yes.
final corner, he went into the barrier. So, yeah, unfortunate for him, as he was actually taking home one championship point, but he has now fallen into P11.
Yeah, Zumper needs to gain 10 seconds in 2 laps to overtake Oven for P3 and penalties.
Well, Ox, I have a task for you. Should you choose to accept it, would you like to go on board with Nils and just give us a final lap preview, like a lap preview of Monaco?
Well, here we are on board with Niels coming into the, actually already over the first corner, and now uphill. Tricky left-hander, Casino. And actually that's quite slow, but never mind. I think he's just looking after the car. And the slowest corner of the whole calendar, the hairpin of Monaco, coming now into the tunnel. That mighty roar of the hybrid engine, 1.6 liter, hard braking into the chicane. This is I can't actually remember the corner, the name of the corner, but that was Timothy Marduk's favorite corner of the whole calendar.
Oh dear.
Hard braking into Raskas. Final corner. And accelerating hard. And over the line.
Picks up his race win on his FTRL debut, so excellent drive from Nils. Looking forward to chatting away to him. Jamie Morris, a good recovery drive after his early spin and his few penalties, and then FTRL Oven comes home in P3. Zumpy's going to come home in P4 on debut. Looking like it could have been more, but nevertheless, still a pretty good result. He's going to be fairly happy with that.
Shoulda, coulda, and woulda been more than P4, but I think it's down to the fact that humans do make errors, even the best ones.
Oh no, Marty spun. Final lap, Marty's gone.
I mean, it's okay because AJ is a minute and 26 seconds
Yeah,
behind.
oh God, I'm just nervous for him. I really don't want him to not finish this race. Come on, Marty, bring it home. So Nexus Lotus is finished in P5. Blue Flag is going to come home in P6, which he does. Marty now into Raskas, just got 2 corners to go to get his highest finish in FTRL, his highest finish in F1 League Racing. Comes around the final corner, crawls around BLT, spun on the final corner. And Marty comes home and picks up 6 valuable points for Renault. Good job from him. AJ, that's his highest finish as well in P8. And then we have got Zom in P9, continues his run of point scoring. BLT picks up the point from McLaren, and Agent Panda unfortunately does miss out.
There has been a mini bottle raised in the chat there from Oven. If he didn't pick up that, well, last couple of lap time penalty, he would have had P2.
He would have done, yeah. There we go. Right, I am going to suggest the podium sitters to the party.
Very good.
If you bear with me a second, stream. Have your questions ready, gentlemen. Right, so I have suggested Blue Flag to get him in here so he can invite Jamie Morris. You've had a few congratulations in the stream, Ox, on your debut for comms. I think you've done a very good job,
Cheers,
mate.
lads.
Okay, so we're just waiting for Blue Flag to join. Hang on a second. Bear with me a second, lads. Okay, right, I've suggested him, Will.
Alright. Yeah, I'm invited.
Cool. Okay, right, here he is. Right, first of all, gents, can you all just go into the party settings and just double check that your mic or your voice is allowed to be shared just before we kick off the podium interviews?
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So, Nils, I'm assuming it's pronounced Nils, I'm saying that right?
Yes, it is.
First of all, mate, welcome to FTRL. Second of
Thank
all,
you.
I mean, well, a race win on debut at Monaco, it doesn't get much better than that. From when you and I were talking, it seems like you were saying to me that you do enjoy Monaco, it's one of your favourite tracks, and that proved right tonight. How was the race for you, buddy?
Start was decent. I got stuck behind the guy behind the Ferrari, so couldn't do much, so I just waited. And when he pitted for the hards, I know my strategy was for the softs, so I just waited. And then all went away. And then after softs, I made a few mistakes, spun it one time, and it was 2 times.
Yeah, I mean, what was your obviously the fact that you went from mediums to softs? You was the only person on the grid to do that tonight. Did you feel like before the race, did you think that many people would copy that strategy, or did you think you'd be one of the only ones?
I hoped I was one of the only ones, but then a few guys pitted, and then the Ferrari stayed out, so I thought it was on the softs as well, but he still wouldn't, so I think I was kind of lucky.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, obviously, like you said earlier on, so you had a bit of a battle with Zumpy, who also debuted tonight in FTRL. So the two of you up towards the top. Obviously, after your pit stop, you looked like you was in complete control. You got out ahead of him by a few seconds, and then obviously you had the spin into the chicane. What was you just pushing a little bit too hard at that point, or was it just a mistake?
Both. I was pushing a bit too hard. It wasn't necessary, but I just made a small mistake, and before I knew I hit the wall.
Cool. And sort of after that, once that had happened, did you think, you know, for the next couple of laps, was you a little bit nervous in case you made another mistake, or did you manage to shake it off quite quickly?
Well, I shook it off quite quickly because I knew he had 6 seconds penalties, and I did have 6 as well, but one penalty was undeserved. So I got removed, so I wasn't really worried because I would have otherwise won on the penalties.
Cool. Well, nevertheless, obviously you've joined right towards the end of a season, so I'm not going to talk to you too much about, you know, in terms of promotions or anything like this going up, but nevertheless, moving on. Next week we have Hungary. Obviously we don't know too much about your pace, so what are you like at Hungary? Is it a track you enjoy?
I do enjoy it. It's not my favorite track, but it's decent.
Yeah, and would you say you got pretty good pace right now? You're hoping to be up towards the top again next week?
I haven't really played the track that much. I also just gone back to assist because no assist was terrible.
Alright.
So hopefully my pace is still... Without assist, the pace was shit. So
Yeah.
let's hope it's now better.
No. Well, nevertheless, lovely to have you in FTRL, mate. A fantastic first drive from you, and I'm sure we're going to see you on the podium many times again going forward. So, well done to you, mate.
Thank you.
Cool. Right, boys, who's going to have a chat with Jamie? Will, do you want to talk to Ox? Do you want to talk to Oven, or do you want to talk to? Do you want to talk to Jamie?
Yeah, no problem. So, Jamie Morris, have gone. I think this has gone a fair bit better than last week for you. It's fair to say. So, how did it go?
It went alright. The first 4 laps at the beginning of the race, I had full wing damage from that hairpin and went too wide. Then I spun at the exit of the tunnel, clipping the barrier. They put me down to 3rd place. Then I just struggled on the first stint. I had full wing damage throughout the whole first stint, so I just took it nice and easily. Went on to the hard tyres. I had one of the FTRL boys behind me. He just put the pressure on me the whole time because I was just too afraid to put the pace up just in case I hit the wall. I hit the wall. It was just had full wing damage the whole race. I just absolutely struggled in that race. I didn't go any faster because I knew I hit the wall and smashed my wheels off.
Yeah, that's one of the main problems in Monaco. We saw a full wet quali for large parts of it. How was that? Because I haven't done any wet laps on Monaco this year yet.
I enjoyed the wet, so I took it very easily on the first set of intermediates. Then I started pushing. I went fastest in the first sector, but I took it very nice and cautiously because I used no traction, so I just made sure I didn't want to spin up the rears and spin. Then when it got dry at the end, I thought I would go quickest, but I ended up being second, which was not bad. As soon as my first time in the wet in Monaco, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the race, but thankfully it ended.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean around Monaco. It came as a bit of a surprise how much time you closed up towards the end. You said you're going cautiously, but when you sort of saw that time coming down, did you think maybe there's a chance of a second place here?
I thought those two in front of me had a little crash with each other, so I thought they had to change their front wing. I saw a bit of debris on the track, so I was like, oh, those two are crashed with each other. Well, collided with each other, shall we say. So I thought there was a definite victory there, but it was second place, and that went side by side through the penultimate corners. I can't remember what it's called. A bit Vasquez. I'm a bit worried through there, just in case it went wrong, because I knew he had front wing damage. I didn't want to push it too hard, but I knew I had to get past him straight away. I couldn't afford to waste no time behind him, because I had loads of penalties, and one of the FTRL guys was right behind me, so I had to push away from him as much as possible. So I think I overtook him at the first corner, and just took it nice and steady through there.
Yeah, we saw that one on stream. It was a very good move, as I said. So obviously coming over the podium, are we gonna see you back here again for Hungary, or is that not so strong for you?
Hungary is a track I enjoy, but I don't know if I got a race pace there. But it's definitely a track I enjoy, so hopefully that'll be a good one for me. This race makes up from the last Grand Prix, which was Italy, where I completely bottled it at the start. A bit of an embarrassing situation there from first to last in a few seconds.
Yeah, it was good to see you actually properly racing this time, as we said, and well done on P2.
I never thought I'd get a podium at this Grand Prix, never.
Well, there you go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, then Ox, take us away with the oven.
And yeah. So obviously going into this race, track like Monaco, quali. If I'm, was it P5?
Six in the end.
P6 in qualifying, and obviously a track where it is notoriously hard to overtake, did you really, at any point of the race, have a slightest of clue that you would in fact be in the podium at the end of the race?
Well, qualifying started off quite poorly because I don't mind the wet, and I basically messed up again like I did in Monza with the qualifying. I went out too late. I even got wing damage on the outlap anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. But yeah, no, 100%. I know my ability, and I know that coming in Monaco last year in F2, I finished second then, just behind CJ. So I know I've got pace around Monaco. That's never the question. It was just about how I could overtake and where I could get the moves done.
And then obviously there was a lot of penalties for Jamie and yourself, but also Zumpi had many penalties. Do you think you could have been even P2 at the end of the race?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think my final penalty, this is nothing against Panda, because I know having a lapped car in Monaco is possibly the worst track to have it, and it's the hardest thing to get out of the way. I think he panicked being so late in the race. He ended up blocking me off and pushing me off circuit, which got me my last penalty. I can't have a go at Panda for that, because it's, he last year when we raced in Monaco, he was the same, perfectly out the way of everything, but coming through the swimming pool section, there's not a lot that you can do. So that was on the last lap, second to last lap, so I should have had second had it have not been for that. But it's unfortunate. It's one of those things that just happens, but you get on with it. I can't just blame it on that. It was my own fault for getting 2 penalties in the end anyway. I think I took Jamie into the tunnel after his mess at the hairpin, but I think he was coming way too fast into the chicane section by the boats, and I thought, I'm not even going to bother risking challenging this, as this would it's just going to end in a crash, and I just couldn't get past him with the pace, and then ended up getting myself some wing damage and just fell further and further back after that, which is just, I'm not happy with it really. Disappointed, and then after a disappointing race in Monza last week as well, got to make up for it in Hungary.
Basically there's no grief from your side to Agent Panda?
No, not at all, mate. The thing is, it's the worst track to get out of the way with, and the fact that he still races, he still carries on, despite being lapped so many times. You've got to give him so much respect for it. It's just unfortunate that I gained the penalty from that. We'll see what happens with footage, see if it can be overturned, but if not, I'm not too bothered about it, because there are 3 penalties before that I should have avoided anyway. So, no, of course, no hate towards Panda at all.
Okay, fair play. And I think that's it. Aaron?
Brilliant. Well, one last thing I'll just say to you, Oven, is that obviously before this race you were sitting P2 in the championship, about 34 points behind Jamie. Now, Jamie retired tonight and you gained 15 points, so that leaves you 19 behind. This is obviously before anything, before penalties or stewarding and whatnot, but you're 19 behind, and Jamie is now missing the next 2 races, so he is back for the final race of the season. So so you've got Hungary and USA before what could be a Brazil shootout for the championship. So all is not lost, mate. All is not lost. Now I've given you that piece of news. What's your approach going to be like for the next couple of weeks?
Oh, mate, I ain't going to have a life. I'm not going to uni, mate. I'm going to tell my dad, don't even bother cooking me food, man. I'm just sitting here at my desk. I ain't going to have a life for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Nevertheless, Jamie, proved tonight that through some of the tighter, twistier tracks such as Monaco and whatnot, and Hungary may well be the same next week, because it's not the easiest place to overtake. It's only really the main straight and possibly a couple of corners that you can overtake at. So qualifying is really, really important. So Jamie obviously showed us tonight why that is, well, how much of a factor that can be. Now, I do think at this stage I would say that you're possibly the favourite to win this championship now. Effectively, you need 2 fifth places in the next 2 races to go into the final race 1 point ahead. So it really could be down to a matter of 1 position in the final race. It could be that close. So yeah, I mean, has that changed your approach to everything now? Do you feel a little bit better after?
It's annoying because obviously, first of all, I've got to say this, dedicating this race to my fallen teammate, Mr. I Leave every half season. No, I think it's frustrating for me on my part because I know that I could be up there anyway. I should be first based on previous races, missing things, especially with Monza last week. Like, I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah, that was a massive bottle.
Boys,
from
I'd
you.
rather not talk about that. Like, I just thought, I've got to beat him on track. That seems like a great idea, not realising that I go around that corner and I've won the race. Nah, it's fine. I had Liam and Tom telling me, nah, let's overtake him. Alright, sound great, Oven, well done. Check the rear wire on this, mate. Jesus Christ. But no, I mean, look, like you say, 2 fifth places, mate, and it's all to play for Brazil. But let's hope we can get more than 2 fifth places and make it even harder for him.
Exactly. Well, like I said, it's completely in your hands now, buddy. So I wish you the best of luck.
Cheers,
but nevertheless, well done to obviously all of the podium sitters tonight. Well done to
Jamie, mate.
Yeah.
You too, bud.
Well
Was it
done.
you I was racing with?
It was.
How do you feel sitting behind my dirty hair?
Hang on, boys, hang on.
disgusting.
Let me wrap up the stream. But no, listen, well done to every single member of FTRL this week, whether it's commentators, whether it's drivers, whether it's admins. It's been what is normally the most challenging week every single season doing somewhere like Monaco, and we've come out of it pretty unscathed. The stream views have been fantastic. We had over 30 people watching at one point tonight. So it's getting better and better, and the F3 Championship has proven to be one of the most entertaining to watch. So thank you to my co-commentator Panda, and also excellent on debut tonight, Ox. I hope you enjoyed it, mate. And we shall be returning for round number 10 towards the business end of the season of FTRL next week, where we hit the Budapest circuit in Hungary. So please join us then. But nevertheless, thank you very much for watching, and good night.